kidnapped Chancellor Palpatine.
Oh my god, man, this is incredible. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Skyman Universe, and may the 4th be with you. Today we are being graced with our first episode of what is called The Bad Batch. And do you remember this when it was the first episode of the Clone Wars and what it was like then? And now I think of all of that material together and what we're about to delve into. Like they're starting with everything behind them. Like I don't know what to expect for this series, but except great things. I mean, what the Clone Wars has shown us and what has been done with there. I mean, sure, this is kind of like a continuation of that, so to speak, but the format works, the characters work, and this time period, I feel like, even though it's been approached by Disney in like their films, and Rogue One and everything, Han Solo, whatever, everything in the middle, this, for me, is still quite an unknown period. Like, I want to see the transition of clones into stormtroopers. I want to know the reasons there, what the Empire did with the clones and things like that, and how they begin to their immediate approach to like taking over the galaxy. Well, I assume it's like straight after Order 66. It's gonna be great. I don't know really what to expect though. The trailers give away stuff, but I don't think it's anything spoiler related. Like, the Bad Batch seems to be escaping from the Empire to begin with, and I assume that perhaps they're having like a test or something to see if they will go into make more special clones or something. I don't know, but I think Tarkin has something to do with that. How they go about introducing characters in this is, I don't know who they'd bring in and what sort of fan service they'd do for that respect. I mean, you might have a long list of people you want to see in this. For me, it would be, of course, Darth Vader and the Emperor. I think they're kind of integral at this point with the Empire. But there are so many that can be transitioned from the Clone Wars, which I'd like to see. Like Hondo, for example. I think he would be really funny to see in this scenario and watch him try to make use of the galaxy with the Empire in control. But so many things to speculate, so many things going on. This is a very exciting time after the emotional finale of the Clone Wars. Yeah, that's all still fresh in my head, so I'm kind of really pumped for this. So let's finish with the talking. We'll get on to what we thought about afterwards, but let's enjoy ourselves. I was going to say it's kind of nice to see they haven't got their Star Wars logo thing running still, but they still have. You can't beat 20th Century Fox introduction. That to me is the beginning of Star Wars. Oh, that is nice. That is good. That was a pretty sweet way to start. Oh my god, chills. Oh my god, man, this is incredible.
With his legions of battle droids severely in deadly combat.
Oh my god.
World of color, led by Jedi Master Depa Billaba.
I can't believe what this is. Oh my god, it's still pre-66, Order 66. Oh my goodness. I was not expecting this. Oh my god, I'm so happy. This is so good.
My Padawan will be here.
Oh my god, we're gonna see Order 66 again.
Here.
Kanan.
Here.
Caleb, where are
Oh my god, this is too much.
They're right behind me.
I freaking love Kanan and Rebels. I do love the Bad Batch. I thought they were greatly handled in the Clone Wars. I just can't get over that this is pre-Order 66 again. I don't know why, but I feel like I watched Clones versus B1 Battle Droids forever and not be disappointed. It's like they're trying to hit my heartstring all the time.
I suggest we focus on the.
He's cool. Young K. Oh my goodness. Here we go again.
Order 66.
Chills. I got chills again.
Master.
Uh-oh. What's that music? Oh, shivers down my body.
Not certain.
The other Jedi Masters,
Talk to the Red Captain.
Revenge and Sith, never stood a chance. They didn't even get to ignite their lightsabers. Some of them. I think Mundi's part in Order 66 is probably the saddest bit for some reason. I don't know why. But gunfire both sides and that betrayal, you could see it in his face. So sad.
None of this makes
Crosshairs
sense.
is creepy.
You are more machine than man. Percentage-wise.
Twisted and evil. I love those subtle bits they put in there. You could tell it was made by Star Wars fans. Why is no one copying?
My resolve has never been stronger.
Is it?
This is awesome. I love it. This is awesome. Oh my god, this is giving me freaking chills. I love it so much.
Still don't think the Red...
Oh my god. This is giving me chills everywhere. That's a great scene. Please don't be annoying.
know who we are.
I'm very worried now.
Hunter, Echo.
It keeps getting weirder.
Very dangerous, but no enough. I don't think Bad Batch can handle it. I don't trust him. Good to see you again, Tarkin. You have made Time an ally of the rebellion. This is exactly what I wanted
a
to
service
see.
conscription soldiers could provide at half the cost.
The skill.
I shall be the judge of that, Prime Minister.
This is so good.
No, I'll stay.
I'm being
want to sit with us?
open-minded with
That's never happened
Omega.
before. He's close.
This music.
We have orders from the Supreme Chancellor himself. Step aside, Trooper.
I love that the clones just only listen to Palpatine now. So good. Shame me. This takes me back to the good old days. I thought I was going to use live ammunition then to try and destroy them there and then.
Switch to live fire.
I knew it.
Target.
Are these the early prototypes of Moff Gideon's ones? This is so good.
Take it easy, kid.
And I just love the fact that Kanan is in this. I mean, I was not expecting Kanan at all. So that was a really good surprise.
Come with me.
To be honest, I would not trust him. If I just saw clones kill a Jedi Master, then no. Imagine we saw a Stormtrooper like helmet straight away. Oh my god, that's creepy. Whose saber was that?
Is there a problem?
No problem. We'll just head to our barracks then.
I can't wait to see people cosplaying as the Bad Batch. That's gonna be good. Full squad. I like that Tarkin's liking them. You gotta think like the creators, they have come up with new ideas for fighting, and every time it's always something new and exciting. That's what I appreciate from Dave Filoni. Well done, Bad Batch. I like how the Prime Minister is trying to sell the clones again and make the deal.
What was that?
Sounded like a baby T-Rex to me.
Waiting for. Give the order.
Whoa.
Negative.
Crosshair is still like quite scary. So which Saw Gerrera are we gonna see? The Steeler Saw Gerrera or Borgali? So the weird one.
Trained by Captain Rex and General Skywalker to...
Gives me chills. Name dropping like that.
I won't let that happen.
I like how Saw still
Clone
got
War may have ended.
his drive.
The Civil
from
War
Steeler.
is about to...
Well,
She's
I
a
thought it
female
was
clone.
obvious.
How is it obvious?
I don't get how
Disobey
That do the
orders again over
female clone when it was a clone of Jango Fett.
herself.
I knew it.
Good one, Tech.
I knew there should be a female clone.
When Nala says
I think it was
the fifth is
it's the accent that gave it away.
confirmed my suspicion.
How is it obvious?
Because Kathleen Kennedy's still heading Lucasfilm. I like where the story's going. I like the idea of them going back to break her out. It's pretty cool. Bloody hell. These clones now are pretty scary. It does make me want to play Battlefront.
I assume you know the punishment for treason?
Treason?
Throw them in the brig.
I love that the Empire's just like no nonsense now.
Soldiers follow orders.
He's got the prohibitor chip.
Choice you've made.
I hope he's going to be alright because I quite like Crosshairs. Oh dear. And there goes Crosshairs.
Ray shield.
Activate Razor.
We need to find out where they took Crosshair.
Ricker's built like a brick shithouse. It's a trap. Oh dear. I thought I was going to like Crosshair.
Stand down.
So with Crosshairs, they create a new antagonist. It's a nice Darth Maul touch there. So that's why Crosshairs wasn't with them in the trailer. I love how cautious the Kaminoans are. They quite know what they're thinking.
J19. We know a guy.
I feel like I should know what's
Strap
the
in, kid. Wanna miss
what's
this?
J19. Someone please tell me. Well, Dave Filoni, you've done it again, boy. I've got to say, that beginning was just perfect. Like, I didn't think that we'd go anywhere near Order 66, but it makes perfect sense why they do that. And they're still playing around that timeline. And to have Kanan, or Caleb, in there was just... It was a special touch because I've recently watched Rebels, and I really took to Kanan and Ezra and them all, despite it being like really Disney-fied. But to see a younger version of him here, and then what happens, you know, with Order 66, I thought it was really good. The whole time with that, I was having chills down my spine, throughout my body. Any reference to that Palpatine hologram there, and then all the clones chanting and clearing and cheering, it was really sort of eerie, and that's what I love. Like, that's not a bad thing for me. I've always enjoyed, like I said previously a few times, that when I was young, like, Star Wars made me feel on edge. Like, it scared me a little bit because I was really immersed in that world, and I think that's what's happened here. It's just really immersed you in that world straight away, and those questions I wanted answered at the start of what's really happening with the clones was basically answered throughout the whole of this episode with Tarkin, and I thought that was really good, and to see how he functions with the Empire as well. The squad, the Bad Batch, Hunter is awesome, Wrecker's funny, Tech's great, Echo's great, Crosshair, I really thought he was going to be my favourite, and I don't know why that sort of cowboy-esque western clone, I thought that was going to be really something good. I thought it was going to play upon his prohibitor chip, take that out, and then he becomes, slowly becomes better like later on. Hopefully they change him and bring him back on the squad. I'm hoping there's a sort of arc there. But to see him dressed like in Stormtrooper stuff or Empire stuff was pretty awesome. And they've just created like an antagonist there as well. Now you've got to think about when they first did the Clone Wars and how sort of pioneering that was, but now they have like a mountain of material which Dave Filoni and George Lucas have created to work upon now and expand even further. So with all that knowledge now, it's somewhat more, I won't say easy, but you don't really have that sort of pioneering thing, but it's still a new show, it's still something new. So this, if you got to think of it in that respect, like the first show, I think that was freaking awesome. Like, I think that was a great approach to do with the Order 66 at the start, and see the transition there again. That just got me very emotionally involved, and then see them on Kamino. I mean, it totally felt like a Clone Wars episode, and that was just amazing. I don't know if all of them are going to be in that length as well. Like, I'm not complaining if it's that length. I don't quite know where the story's going at the moment. I mean, you probably have ideas, and just let me know, because I really want to know where you think this is heading. I think everything that was covered in the trailers pretty much came up in here. So I think it's all fresh and nothing really has been spoiled whatsoever. I would love to see some sort of clone stormtrooper switch. So will they really put on the helmets and wear the armor of the stormtroopers, or will there be like an Empire thing where they all wear their helmets and then kind of, you know, just discreetly get rid of all of the clones or something like that? I mean, it's really interesting, and this is stuff which I've thought about, and I don't know if you have as well. When I was younger, these are things which I've thought about and wondered after the prequels and the clones. But going on to the Omega thing as well. Now, the first episode of the Clone Wars, and obviously, was it the first? I'm not sure it was the first. I think Yoda one was maybe. But when Ahsoka got introduced early on, a lot of fans was a bit skeptical with that, and then look at Ahsoka now. I never had a problem with Ahsoka when she first came on. I didn't really mind at all that she was a young kid. But I don't know why I feel just a little bit skeptical about Omega. With the Bad Batch, I thought it was just going to be this sort of, you know, just fighting and just getting out of the way of the Empire and trying to work something out. But with someone who's quite young there, like, I don't know, I suppose, is it geared towards, I don't think you could say it's geared towards kids, because they know there's massive part of the fandom which enjoys this. So I don't know what they're going to do with Omega, how they're sort of integrate her, because when they're fighting battles and things, is she going to be involved? I mean, would you take a kid to battle? And now, because of, you know, everything that's happened, everything we know from Lucasfilm and things, it just makes me question, why was she brought in there? Whereas if we didn't have all that stuff and such emphasis put on certain things on Lucasfilm previously, then it would have just been something which I wouldn't have thought twice about. But now it's made so apparently clear that they do these sorts of things. Now I just think, well, if it was I knew that was a creative choice from Dave Filoni, I would accept that, and I'd think that's great. There's a reason for it. I wouldn't question anything, but I feel like, well, maybe there's a list again that perhaps he has to follow and criteria he has to follow, and in order to do this, you have to insert, you know, a female in there. Does the story really call for a female clone? I'm not sure, but does it call for other female characters? And yeah, like the whole story does. But I think just because it's sort of emphasis on the clone, there's never been a female clone, that just makes me think that's a decision not made by Dave Filoni. It could be completely wrong, but it's just something I'm skeptical at the moment, and those are things I think about that I hate to think the decision was made because of that. Like I said, if it was just Dave Filoni, they decided that would be a cool idea, I'm totally with that and on board. If it was for a political reason or anything like that, then no, I don't like that sort of way of storytelling. Something that is forced into something and it's not there for the purpose of the story. That's where I think there are problems, but hopefully I'm proven wrong with that. I mean, it's not a bad character, and I think it should probably be a pretty good character, but I think just in terms of fitting in with the Bad Batch, when you thought it was this battle-hardened squad, I don't know, we'll see how we get on with that. But for what we see so far, very much enjoying it. I'm very much looking forward to the future episodes, and it's kind of been long overdue. I feel like it's been ages since The Mandalorian, but it hasn't actually been that long at all. Then after this, the Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, I'm so intrigued to see where this story goes, what they do with it, and what the actual focus and drive of the Bad Batch is. And I think if it was as successful as the Clone Wars, then think of all that extra juicy Dave Filoni Star Wars content that we're going to be getting. Say if it was like 6 seasons, I mean, that would just be so awesome. I would love that so much. So overall, I thought this was an amazing episode, amazing start to the Bad Batch. But of course, let me know what you thought. Who's your favourite character in there? I think mine, at the moment, even though it was crosshairs, There's probably moved to Hunter. I would love to say I know where this story is going, but I'll be lying because I don't have a clue. So if you have any ideas, let me know that too. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode reaction, and yeah, we're expecting great things for the future of this show. So take care of yourself, and remember, may the Force be with you, and the Force will be with you always.